Fui eu quem renunciou à vida, podes continuar a ocupar o meu lugar. Vozes que me roubaste, fui eu quem renunciou à vida, podes continuar a ocupar o meu lugar. Vozes que me roubaste.
Welcome! The life and work of the Angolan national hero is what we brought to you as our national highlight. Neto, the hero. Neto, the commander. Neto, the immortal. A life history that time will never erase. We looked at him with much respect. We even saw him as a supernatural, not because he was our relative, but for what we had already knew what had happened to him and what he was doing for Angola and in favor of Angolans. Neto was born in an enslaved continent, but his political thinking transcended the geographical frontiers and reached a world impact. Speaking of António Agostinho Neto, is not an easy task in all his dimensions, political, historical, and cultural. On the 17th of September, Angola celebrates the 92nd birthday of its national hero, a man of a strong rhetoric who proclaimed to the world one of the most promising states of Africa. A son of a Methodist pastor, Neto was born in a small village of the then Bengo province. In this area of difficult access, we find the vestiges of a home taken away by the time. Neto made history, marked the generation of freedom, and led his people on the path of progress. But who is this hero that won the world and through a political combat led his people into independence? The village today is almost uninhabited, but images built in the memory of Neto continue lending a symbolism to Keshikan. As the Kwanza was a bit narrow, and it is now widening, the space where they lived is all falling apart into the Kwanza River. On the left is the cashew tree, and where there was the church and the pastoral house has now fallen into the water. But the church and the house stood at the same place. What was left of it was brought down, and the new church was built on the other side. Agostinho Neto had a strong political, military, cultural, and diplomatic intervention in Angola, in Africa, and in the non-aligned countries movement. A man of an iron will, he would impose his will even against all odds. He was a man of an extraordinary courage, loyal to his principles and his values. He loved Angola greatly. He cared wholeheartedly about the development of his country, about his people's liberation needs. He spoke little, but thought so much. He was against tribalism, against racism, and a master of his culture. He was a leader loved by the Angolan people for the way the people of Angola suffered with his absence. Agostinho Neto was an easygoing politician, according to Roberto de Almeida, a prominent relative, along with Roy Giarrenda. He related well with relatives, friends, and fellow fighters. He showed much interest in our education, in what we were studying, how the environment in the high school was, the relation with the colleagues, both Angolans and non-Angolans. This influenced our thinking and our lives. We were aware that the environment did not favor the Angolans. We were aware that the environment did not favor the Angolans, who had slim chances in the society. The Portuguese colonialism will do its best not to let the Angolans rise socially. It was within this political context that Agostinho Neto stood out as MPLA leader, as an African nationalist, a poet, a physician, and a diplomat. His struggle was the reflex of a common dream he often expressed in his poems that animated the fellow countrymen's political combat. A respected politician, a visionary, friend to his friends, he died in 1979. Neto was a man of noble dreams, who, with his dry eyes and a body marked by pain, the pain of a struggle that cost him isolation, the privations of freedom and sacrifices, all in favor of the freedom of his people. Homages followed throughout the country, a country that keeps memory of its hero. Has the Angolan nation already paid due homages to Agostinho Neto? Bit by bit. It has taken a long time, and today we have the Agostinho Neto Memorial. It was a great undertaking that is at the height of the national hero. Perhaps there should be specific courses about Agostinho Neto in some schools at certain level of school curriculum, in books content, giving the new generation things about what Agostinho Neto was. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you in our next edition.
Mansanga edilu keto mumbe, mansanga edilu keto.